The following is a WTF, what world are we living in anyway announcement from Blind Tag Wrestling News. Oh, and we have news about all kinds of stuff, including Cody Rhodes and Saudi Arabia, and yay.
Cody's road to the top has taken a detour, pal. And possibly through New York City. I don't even know what's going on.
What world are we living in? What dimension is this?
Obviously the one where a real pillar of a company is we don't know what's happened yet. I mean, I've seen a lot of speculation.
Yes, there's always rumor, innuendo, but you never know for sure.
I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot, but I do know, from the fact side of things, they're saying, according to PW Insider's Mike Johnson, he's saying that this is not some elaborate work.
Right. It doesn't feel like one.
No, it doesn't at all. But you do see some people that are like, is this a work? Is this, what's going on here? And I get that, right? It's wrestling.
Is it the deepest cut ever?
Right. And it's a Rhodes.
Could be.
It's, I would love to see some kind of 11th hour thing come across and it not happen because of what Cody has meant to AEW. And that's what I'm concerned with is, the optics of it all. And for both sides, right? Because in AEW, the history of Cody Rhodes is Cody is the guy who took the big chance. He, left 2016. He went to the Indies and he really made himself an indie darling himself.
Yeah.
And, even though he couldn't have his name because of that other company, he went out as Cody and just really went against the top names everywhere and got everybody very excited and really put a big light on an already, exploding indie scene in America and the world, really.
Yeah.
And, from that point, of course, we go all the way through the New Japan, the Ring of Honor stuff, and some of those amazing, amazing stories and angles. And then you get all the way up to, the Being the Elite stuff. I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there, and you pull into All In and everything that went down with being able to put All In together. And, we go to even back to the NWA, right? The NWA championship match, and All In was such a success, a lot of people didn't give that any chance whatsoever.
No.
And then AEW, obviously, and everything that's happened with AEW. But you're looking at Cody, who took his job as EVP very serious. In fact, you would see him in the suit as being that guy for the young guys and girls and really being that mentor and that leader. And then you got the spin-off show showing you behind the scenes, the very first ever AEW match on television, Cody Rhodes, the bloodbath with his brother Dustin. I mean, so many big memories. He's never done anything that's boring. He's never done anything, it's went from the biggest babyface in the world to that most divisive character ever for whatever reason that happened. But I guess hopefully some people got what they wanted. I don't know.
It's sad. I mean, we're all for letting people work no matter where they're going to work. We love wrestling. And if people aren't going to work in one company, then they should be working in another company. That's just basic courtesy.
Yeah.
But it's the who of it all. And all the stuff that has gone down and all the things he said that just makes it feel bad to think of him going to the other company.
Makes it feel a bit dirty.
Yeah. I mean, it's just that he's Cody Rhodes. He smashed a throne with a sledgehammer.
He did, pal. And he also, he did so many things in his talks and interviews, and he was at open arms for these things. It's really crazy that how this is looking. And we go back to the optics point, and Lee talked about in his first interview really that when he came over, they held his contract, as they do in New York, in WWE. They held his contract, and Triple H told him, I can't let you go down there. We have to hold on to it because of, the way it looks. So if you jumping ship, it's like the Rapture jumping off a sinking ship, very famously, right? So, and then the other things that have been, jived back and forth. Do people return to WWE after things you would never think possible. Yeah, they do all the time.
Yes.
Vince jokes about it, like, you came back home, kid. This is one of those you really don't expect it in such a way. Now, I did expect him to one day go in the Hall of Fame up there. I did. I expected him to go back someday.
Right.
Not 3 years later.
Yeah, not this soon.
Not 3 years later. So I don't know. Jim Ross and it always famously talks about creative and cash, right? The two things. It's got to be either about the cash or the creative.
Right.
So was it about both? There's talk that they didn't meet on the cash.
Yes, that's the strongest point right now, I think, that they couldn't come to terms on a new contract after 6 weeks. So they decided to part ways.
And WWE had knowledge of the announcement at 10 a.m.
They had knowledge of it before it went up. They knew it was going to go up at 10 a.m.
on February 15th. So that's also not a good sign.
No, because we also know that Cody Rhodes' team has been talking to WWE.
Yeah.
That's verified.
And we also know WWE gets, a big payoff this coming Saturday with $50 million.
Yes.
So
so where are you gonna put all that money? And honestly, this isn't even a knock on WWE. Like, if I was them, I would do the same thing.
Yeah, because
smart business.
Because it gives that X-Pac view.
Yeah.
Back from the old days, back from the Monday Night Wars, when WWE got Pac back, then and X-Pac. It kind of gave that look, like they had been taken, and that was the cool place to go. And then, so listen, punch, counter punch. What would I do? I would load up Dynamite. I'd be calling Bray Wyatt right now and go,
Johnny Gargano.
Yeah, Johnny Gargano, Bray Wyatt, freaking everybody, Braun Strowman, whoever.
Whoever you can get your hands on.
I'd have every one of them and pay them out the butthole to have them all in the ring singing like the Super Bowl Shuffle for no reason whatsoever.
Just to do it.
Just to be like, we don't care to call no trouble. We're just here to a Super Bowl Shuffle. and you know what else? I would have every one of them outfitted with a weight belt, right? Every one of them. I'd have it around like a Rambo headband.
Oh my gosh.
Just the most ridiculous stuff you ever seen. That's the punch counter punch. Yes. On the other end of things, I bring him in and I would put him in an instant main event program. Cody Rhodes. I would have him debut maybe in Saudi Arabia. There you go.
That would be the big deal, I think.
If Cody Rhodes goes to the land of blood money.
Oh man.
And shows up on a Saudi show.
Are you even redeemable at that point?
Then you're trying to fuck on me.
Exactly. That's what this is.
This is one big giant. You know what? He was teasing us.
Yes, he was.
Years ago, he was telling us.
He was showing us.
He's like, someday, I'm going to try to fuck on you.
That whole bit on BTE where he was possessed by WWE, it was a sign.
Oh my God. He has been possessed.
It never went away. Not really.
So, listen. One of my friends, hi Dylan, came up with something earlier as we were discussing this.
Uh-huh.
And he said, what if they give Cody NXT?
Oh, no.
What if that was part of the deal? Because NXT fledgling, who is able to take the flippy dippy doodahs and make something big of them, who is able to take a company and do this, who has the connections of these people. And I was like, holy shit. If he hadn't thought about it, don't put it in the universe. Yeah, that's a great idea.
And they even just canceled 205 Live rumor wise, and they're making that NXT level up.
Level up.
Oh no.
Uh-huh. So it was a great idea. It made a lot of sense.
It does.
We know that
he'd be perfect for it.
Cody talked about Liberty, and said, my perspective has changed. But that was all part of the bargaining. We all do that. It's pillow talk, I look at the zeros on my check now. Yeah, okay. So But he did talk about priorities, right? So do you want to go into a full-time on the road, so many days a week, or are you going to take that part-time deal that you've talked crap on so much?
Pays a lot more.
That pays so much, or maybe you take that I'm going to main event every now and then and run NXT. It's just a thought, right? Because he's been doing that behind the scenes.
It's too much.
Listen, he's a Rhodes. He wants part of the book. Has to. Somewhere, some way, some kind of creative.
Right, yeah.
Because he's creative.
Yes, his mind is always working.
So if you look at it as a positive, okay? And as a fan of Cody.
Right.
You look at it, and this is the counterpunch part, but you look at it at the fact of Cody going somewhere and being instantly appreciated, because I guarantee you the fans are going to cheer for him there, or Bruce Pritchard's going to push a button and the fans are going to cheer for him there.
We can manufacture that for you.
We can make this happen. We can make it happen, Cody.
Oh, man.
So, I don't know, man.
If you had told me a week ago that this whole contract thing with Cody Rhodes was going to end up this way,
I would have slapped you cross-eyed.
Oh, my goodness. Like, I think all the
You'd
talent...
walking around like,
I
just
think
kidding.
all the talent was the same way.
Yeah.
They were like, a week ago, they were like, oh, it's fine. Nothing's going to happen. He's not going anywhere. But then this morning, they were like...
So you bring him in, and listen, you bring him in, and you have to put him in a main event program. Yeah. You put him in a main event level program, Mania. If they were going to do title versus title, you don't do that. You have one of those titles free, so you can have him versus whoever
right.
In a title match. Now, if I was writing a storyline and I wanted a dream match,
yeah,
I would have him come in and have an old school Federation guy be like, what the F, oh, Cody Rhodes. And it would be HBK.
Oh.
Because Trips can't do it anymore. Triple H can't have that fight.
Right.
But you do heel Cody. Heel Cody from elsewhere. Heel Cody, $1 million man. Heel Cody, big contract Cody. Big money Cody. You come in, you do it that way, okay? From the guy who left, the guy who's been pissing on everything, right. And you have Shawn Michaels, who never went anywhere, come out for Trips, for Triple H, because Triple H can't do it. So you have that Shawn Michaels versus Cody Rhodes. That's a marquee match of, throw me,
Yeah, absolutely.
I take all my money. WrestleMania's in Texas. In Texas. So you got Rhodes versus San Antonio's own in Texas. I'm just saying.
It's all insane.
If I was doing it.
It's all crazy.
If I was doing it, I would do it like that.
This is all just one elaborate ruse. He went to New Japan and made his own federation, all just to get the respect he deserved in WWE. I
have to say, I've done similar things.
It's like the 10-year plan.
I've done similar things.
Oh, God.
They have names for things like that, but there's totally
10-year
revenges I've done.
Yeah. He just gets to come back in a suit and do what he wants. I mean, come on. He's not Stardust anymore.
Twice as much.
Oh, jeez.
But
what world we're living in.
This is, I don't even know. Listen,
I don't either.
We're going to see what happens. We're going to.
The boat's still out.
We're going to see what happens. But you know what it does do? It always competition makes things better.
Yeah, it does.
So Dynamite's been off the hook lately.
Oh, man.
I can only imagine if they announce this, if WWE announces this at 7 p.m. tomorrow night.
Right.
If they announce it like right as Dynamite's going on the air, or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, something like that.
Tony Khan pulling stuff out of his back pocket all night.
Oh my God, dude.
It's like, I have things saved for this moment.
I'm just saying.
I mean, Dynamite's pretty stacked as it is. I mean, they've got a pretty good card.
They are. According to one of the former trainers of mine and good personal friend, Brian, Mr. Happy Wayne himself. Hi, Brian. I said hi to you, and I put it all over because I care. Even on this story.
Yes.
What else do we got happening on Dynamite?
Okay, well, we're going to hear from CM Punk about the time, place, and rules of his rematch with MJF.
That just got added today.
Yes, I'm excited to hear what he has to say.
Me too.
We're also going to have Chris Jericho and Jake Hager versus Santana and Ortiz to settle their differences.
That's going to be good because, Jericho could be right behind Cody.
Yeah, he's getting in shape. Oh, goodness. The no DQ match between Thunder Rosa and Mercedes Martinez.
This one could be really good because we watched the Warrior Wrestling pay-per-view this past weekend.
We did indeed.
And my God, if you've never called a Warrior Wrestling pay-per-view on Fight, you need to.
It's really good.
They are really, really good. The matches, a lot of times you watch a big indie. Mm-hmm. It's cool matches, but it might not be the best match. They had some high caliber, high quality matches on there.
They really did.
Of course, the Acclaimed was the best, in my opinion.
I really liked Santana versus Mike Bailey. Thought that was a great match.
It was a great match. It was a great match.
The Acclaimed was great too, though.
But what I was saying about that, the Warrior thing, is Thunder Rosa and
Athena.
Yeah.
Formerly Ember Moon.
Yeah, that was a good one. But her war against Mercedes Martinez started in Warrior, according to Warrior. Could have started in anywhere,
Right, but it's continuing now.
But yeah, they've had some wars there, so this is cool. They've worked.
Yes, they know each other, and they're gonna beat the crap out of each other.
Hopefully.
We also have a qualifying match for the Face of the Revolution ladder match between Wardlow and Max Caster.
Yes.
Max Caster.
Yes, this is going to be good. Matt Caster didn't make it. He might be signed by the time the show starts.
Oh, he might be. And also, Bryan Danielson versus Lee Moriarty.
Did you hear it?
I did.
Okay.
This is special because you finally get to see a Bryan Danielson match.
I've seen Daniel Bryan, and I've went to, count it, kids. This will be my 9th. Is it my 9th Dynamite?
It's something ridiculous.
It's my 9th live Dynamite. And yeah.
Somehow Bryan Danielson's never on the card.
He's talked. I've seen him in ring.
Yeah.
Which is fine for CM Punk. I'd rather see a CM Punk promo. No offense to CM Punk.
He's just really good at it.
Because he's so good. But Bryan Danielson, he trended this past week as Daniel Bryan. Out of nowhere. Shame. Gotta throw that off. Shame.
And of course, we also have the TNT title match between Sammy Guevara and Darby Allin. Holy crap.
That's going to be fantastical.
I can't wait for that.
That is just, listen, I've been live for some really good Sammy matches. Yeah. I was there for Sammy and MJF in Jacksonville. Mm-hmm. And if you watch it back, when he jumps into the crowd, that highlight, I had to move. I'm right there.
Yeah.
So it was really great. Sammy, man, for big matches, geez. Aside from the fact of his go to sleep or his go to hell, or whatever it is,
GTH,
it's break your nose.
Yeah.
I've never seen a stiffer. It
looks like it hurts.
Craziest moves to me. For some reason, that move either misses by a mile.
Or it's so in your face.
Or they kill you. They either kill you or it misses by. There's no in between. I've never seen that was kind of an okay one.
It's all right.
It was so weird. But Sammy he's so worried about missing it. I think he just gives you a concussion.
Yeah. And since you're going to be there live in Nashville, you get to see Rampage as well.
Yes.
They've announced 2 matches for that, including Trent Beretta versus Jay White. Good Lord.
God.
Good old New Japan. And also another qualifying match between Dante Martin and Powerhouse Hobbs to see who goes in the ladder match at Revolution.
Which I'm very excited for. If you guys don't watch Dark,
why?
Do you even lift, bro? Listen, we always watch Dark. We love Dark. It's amazing. And actually, Dark Elevation was the best one I've ever seen this week.
Really good, yeah.
The main event was amazing. And then you had the Dark Order, like the whole Dark Order.
Versus like 2.0 and the Acclaimed and Daniel Garcia.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
It was awesome.
There was a segment in there that was just so good of the back and forth. I love that segment.
Yeah, it's great. Like, move, which a lot of Dark Orders like that. But it had a little bit of New Japan sprinkled in there.
They're just so fluid at it.
Yeah, they are. It was really good. And the reason I'm talking about it is because on Dark last week, they had a special Thursday night edition. And that's really where they were talking about because it is February and it's Black History Month, they have the new album, This Is Us, or Who We Are. So we'll put up the picture no matter what I say. But I love it. I love the idea behind it.
Yeah.
Because it's a little bit better than just saying they wrote songs special for, a lot of the athletes, and plus there's little snippets where they're telling stories about their lives. Me and this one are suckers for this. Like
we love a personality.
We could totally hate you, and you could be on there going, "My brother took my lunch when I was 7. I never got that lunch. It's why this rib shows. This one right here. I've ate a lot of lunches, but I never had that one."
And we're like,
oh my God. We're just like,
I relate to you so much.
This is my favorite wrestler.
Every time we see a personality profile, we end up like, oh, he isn't so bad.
Yeah.
He's a good person.
Yeah, I like him. I can dance
We're
to
the
it.
worst.
We are. But hey,
it's easy to forget that these guys have like personalities outside of their character.
dude, we go into it trying to like you.
Yes. It takes a lot.
We don't go into it negative. Big signing this past weekend of the 16-year-old phenom.
Mm-hmm.
And, what is his name?
Nick Wayne.
I actually seen him on a lot of GCW.
Yes.
But, Darby did that. It was a really cool deal. Had nothing to do with the fact Darby's filming some kind of reality show. And
No.
following him around. I'm just playing. I kid. I jest. But, that was like one of those really cool moments. And we go into that positive because we've not exactly liked what we've seen.
Right.
But
he's a little bit...
he can't work for 2 years.
Yeah,
so,
no. He has to finish high school first. I mean... Give him time.
Seasoning. Does he have the ability to take a solid bump and, the pedigree and all that? Yep, absolutely. So, I try to give stuff a chance. And God knows we're
always hopeful and we rarely get disappointed.
But we do.
We do. Yes. And when we do, we talk about it.
A lot. Yeah. So what else is going on?
Oh, well, we have a pay-per-view coming up in Saudi Arabia. Elimination Chamber is this weekend, folks. You ready to hear what we're going to see?
I think I am, because it looks great.
It actually does look really good.
On paper.
On paper, it does.
On paper, it looks really good, but when we get to that show...
it just falls flat.
Why does it always seem like... like when you get tickets to the NFL, but it's an exhibition, right? It's like preseason. And you're going to go see like your favorite team versus another amazing team, but you're going to preseason and they're kind of like...
they're not trying their best.
And you're like,
preseason.
Oh. And they're playing zone defense the whole time. And they're staying back. And this is... So far, I don't remember seeing a Saudi match where I was like... Oh, damn now. Huh. That was it.
Brought it out.
That was it, man. That was it. I don't know. The card looks great. What's the card?
It does look great.
Tell the people the card.
Let's run this down real quick. So we've got...
Let's not run it down just yet, but we'll tell them what the card is.
We have the Elimination Chamber for the WWE Championship match, which is Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar, Seth Rollins, AJ Styles, Riddle, and Austin Theory.
Which is, in theory... a hell of a lineup. I love it. I love the new Brock Lesnar.
Yes.
Very excited about this. Even though this match should be him,
dominating.
Yeah, it should be him running through it.
Yeah.
I mean,
essentially.
Pretty easily, I would think. Maybe not Shayna Baszler easy.
Oh, goodness.
Hopefully not. But... dude, what's the worst Elimination Chamber memory you have? I know mine. Is when Mark Henry's glass came down by accident, and he stood there like a knot on the log, like just completely not knowing what to do. And
he didn't get out.
The ref wasn't going to allow it, but it's like, oh yeah, it's no DQ. Come out, and the rest of the match was completely screwy. The Baszler thing was close. Because it was like robbing me of a match.
Right, yeah, it was.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure last year someone couldn't get their door open.
they broke it out the back. I don't know. I think I blocked that one out.
Yeah, they broke out the back or something to get to somebody because he was holding the door closed, maybe.
It started out so well. It really did.
It went downhill.
That god awful ECW one with the worst ECW pay-per-view or name on anything ever, where so many things could happen. A young CM Punk. Everybody loved him. He went down, got beat right off the bat. All right, then RVD got beat. And this was to crown your ECW champion. Let's get the brand going just right. And of course, that didn't have Bobby Lashley won.
Bobby Lashley's in it this year. Let's all just agree that it would be so much better if the glass would break when you get thrown into it.
Yeah, real glass.
Move on.
We should make like the real Elimination Chamber, Go ahead.
We're also going to have a women's Elimination Chamber match for a Raw Women's title shot at WrestleMania. So that's cool. And that consists of Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, Doudrop, Nikki ASH, and Alexa Bliss, who has just recently been added.
And of course, if you watch Raw, they just had their little, they like to do their matches there and go through everybody and beat them all.
Yes, of course.
So
yeah, exciting.
I would guess it's going to be Rhea or Bianca.
Probably. Alexa Bliss could throw a wrench in things, but it's hard to see her.
I mean, I would like it to be Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, that'd be great.
It'd be cool.
Liv Morgan, something different.
Yeah.
For once. Okay. We have a Universal Championship match between Roman Reigns and Goldberg.
This is that moment where I want to reserve comment really badly. I mean, because the more I think about the, coming out and the sparks going off and old turd and the fake chants, and they'll do it over there too, even though those guys have no idea. It's like, no, I heard that. Goldberg, and you can see it out there.
They're like, he said he'd kill people. We also have a Raw Women's Championship match between Becky Lynch.
Why couldn't they just give me Roman and Seth again?
Because it's not that easy, and Seth's in the Elimination Chamber.
Go ahead. Sorry.
So Becky Lynch versus Leta for the Raw Women's Championship.
Becky Lynch is over.
Yes, she is.
Considering Leta came out on a damn interview and said she has nothing in her contract past Elimination Chamber.
Maybe it's a swerve. No, probably not.
They let Swerve go.
Aw. So we have a SmackDown Tag Team Championship match between the Usos and the Viking Raiders, which would be exciting if they didn't ruin the Viking Raiders.
Yeah.
For me.
Goose.
We also have a Falls Count Anywhere match.
They could play Duck Duck Goose.
Exciting stuff between Drew McIntyre and Madcap Moss.
Falls Count Anywhere in Saudi Arabia?
Yes. Don't go in the crowd. Just Ronda Rousey is teaming with Naomi against Charlotte Flair and Sonya Deville.
Wow. Who do you cheer in that one?
What a weird mixing of
The
storylines.
The top beloved baby faces in the company?
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. And we also have Rey Mysterio versus The Miz.
It's the Mizzlin' shit.
That's your Elimination Chamber.
The Drizzlin' Miz.
The Drizzlin' Miz.
That's.
Oh, gosh. It should be good.
It should.
For all intents and purposes, it should be a good show.
For all the intents and purposes.
Yes.
I agree. I'm looking forward to it. Oh, I have a show.
Yes, you do.
It's going to be better than that. Because I'm on it.
It is going to be good. I agree.
We're facing Eric Rowan, don't you know?
Yes. I'm excited.
It's not called Eric Rowan anymore.
Eric Redbeard.
It's called Redbeard. I could say Rowan here. Rowan.
We can say anything we want.
Yes, we can. But so my man, Chris Richards, and my best friend, alter ego, John Hawkins. He's a cool dude.
Yes.
Gonna be in there and doing our thing. So we've already showed you the poster by this point, So if you're in the Tri-Cities, Virginia, Tennessee area, and you want something really cool to do, then there's some cool stuff to do.
Skip Elimination Chamber.
Well, no, you can watch Elimination Chamber that day.
It's at noon.
and do what we all like doing. You can come at night. Yes. So
So before we hop off, I think we have one last thing we really should mention.
Okay.
There are rumors that a certain somebody is returning to WWE for a WrestleMania program.
Oh, hell yeah.
Stone Cold himself, Steve Austin.
Oh, hell yeah.
For a program with Kevin Owens.
You know, wouldn't it be crazy if some people like sold him a ring like, I don't know, like over a year ago, and people even made like cool little designs for, and he had a ring in his place.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Like he had to have a lot of time to get ready. I wonder if he did that. That'd be weird.
Yeah.
But, you know,
that'd be weird.
Kevin Owens started to, you know, obviously on Raw, started the, you know, I hate Texas all of a sudden.
Boo, Texas.
Ain't nothing but steers and you can't. Steers.
Steers and steers.
Steers.
Too many cows.
Bigger steers. Cows everywhere. They need to move over. No, not a good joke.
Oh, goodness.
If Stone Cold Steve Austin comes back, which seems like a foreskin solution.
Yes.
Or a foregone collusion. Or something like that. If he comes back in Texas, don't you know? And you have Cody, and you have all, I mean, look, The Fiend might come back during Alexa's match. You don't know.
Yeah. At this point, everything's up in the air.
None of us know. They just all of a sudden, they're like, let's just make it really good.
The problem with WWE rumors is that someone tells someone else something if they're just talking about it backstage. Like, even if nothing's like happening and they're just discussing it and wanting it to happen.
So most of us in the business have connections in the business. Mm-hmm. Somebody that you've, you know, ate lunch with in an indie room somewhere, and you know, whatever.
You're best friends to this day.
Yeah, you had sex on the way to West Virginia. Whatever the reason that you're friends, you may be friends and acquaintances, whatever. And those people you reach out to, and you're like, "Hey, what's going on?" You know, and everybody gets a different story because it's the telephone game.
Yes.
So there's only one person that knows, and it's, you know, like with AEW. Tony Khan took that power a while back.
Yes.
And we know that.
He was like, no more.
And thank God. So as far as the inner workings and all that go, I don't know how much he hides.
Yeah.
You know?
No. He doesn't like hide things intentionally.
It doesn't seem that way.
He just keeps things under wraps that you don't need to know yet.
I don't know. You know what the cool thing is?
What?
There's a lot going on.
Good Lord, is there? a lot of unexpected things happening.
There's a lot going on. Who gets to get that? What we do. We get to enjoy that.
Yes.
No matter if it's WWE, no matter if it's AEW, no matter
Indies,
if it's
New
your
Japan.
local indie, you're independent. It doesn't matter. So for Raja, I'm John. So long from Blind Tag Wrestling News right now.
Bye.